Hello students, today we will study about chapter 8, that is cell structure and function. In this chapter we will study about the cell, about its structure and its function, about its various parts. So first, the name of the chapter is cell. First of all, what is cell? A cell is the structural and functional unit of life. The definition of cell is a cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Question is why cell is called the structural and functional unit of life? Why it is called the structural and functional unit of life? So it is called a structural unit as you may have seen walls made up of bricks in your NCERT book. Diagram is also given. So in that diagram you will see that a wall is made up of small bricks and onion peel. That is in onion peel, whatever small compartments are there, that is they are the cells. So like the wall, as wall is made up of small bricks, that is the unit of wall, like that the cells are the unit of living organisms. Means in onion peel plant cell is there, and like that shape of the cell may vary, but all the other organisms, that may be animal, that may be plant, that may be small organisms, that may be big organisms, but they are all are made up of cell. So that's why cell is called the structural unit, because from the cell only all the living organisms are made up of. Either they are made up of only one cell, or such as amoeba, paramecium, euglena, chlamydomonas, yeast. Yeast is a fungus, that is single cell fungus. So these all organisms are made up of only one cell. Bacteria also as a unicellular organism. So and some of the organisms, means whatever developed organisms are there, that may be plant, that may be animal, so they are made up of many cells. Like in human body, whatever human body is there, in an adult person, approx 100 trillion cells are there. And trillion, how much big number you can imagine, that 1000 million makes 1 trillion, and 1000 means 1 billion equal to 1000 million, and 1000 billion equal to 1000 means 1 trillion. So trillion is very big, means a big quantity, a very big number, and 100 trillion cells are there in human body. So you can imagine how many cells are there. So living organisms means whatever multicellular organisms, means whatever organisms are made up of many cells. Their body is also made up of cells. In the developed organisms such as animals and human beings also, the body have some organ system, means that is made up of various organ systems. Organ systems are made up of organs, and organs are made up of a group of tissue, that is called a group of cells, that is called tissue, and tissues are made up of group of cells. So at last it is coming on the cells, means the whole body is made up of cells. So that's why cell is the structural unit. It doesn't mean that whatever living organisms are made up of, means if their body size is big, then the size of cell will also be big. So that depends on the, means body size do not depend on the size of the, means the size of the cell do not depend on the size of the body. If the size of an animal is big, it means the number of cell is more, and if it is small, then the number of cell is less in that organism. So it is structural unit, and it is functional unit. Why it is functional unit? That is because whatever functions take place in the body, like taking food, absorption of food, digestion of food, circulation of blood, in plants as absorption of nutrients from the soil, photosynthesis. So various life activities take place in the living organisms. So that life activities, whatever functions take place, that is the collective response of group of cells or the whole cells of whole body. So that's why the cells are also called the unit of, means functional unit. They are also called functional unit. Now, discovery of cell. Cell is discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. He was observing cork slice, thin cork slice, and in that he saw that structures just as honeycomb. Honeycomb, you may have seen. So whatever he saw in the slide, he saw that the structures are honeycomb like, that there is small chambers in that, and that chambers are the cells. So he discovered in 1665. After that, Robert Brown in 1831 discovered nucleus of the cell. So like that, discoveries becomes possible. Knowledge about the cells become possible after the discovery of the microscope, because most of the cells can be seen under the microscope, and before that, before the discovery of microscope, there was no idea about the cells. So cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. Now organisms show variety in cell number, shape and size. So different organisms are made up of different number of cells vary in the body of organisms. Whatever, some of the, as I told you that some of the organisms are made up of only one cell, like amoeba, paramecium, etc. So they are single cell organisms, and whatever developed organisms are there, they are made up of many number of cells. Means, as I gave example that human body is made up of approx 100 trillion cells. In a newborn baby also there are about 2 billion cells. And if you talk about shape of the cells, the shape of the cell vary according to its function. The cell may be oval in shape, that may be spherical, that may be hexagonal, that may be rounded, that may be spindle shape, that may be branched. So shape of the cell varies, and according to their function, the shape is there. Some of the cells are irregular in shape, such as amoeba. Amoeba produce outgrowth, that is called pseudopodia. So that produce outgrowth, that's why its shape is irregular, means continuously its shape changes because of producing pseudopodia, and it produces pseudopodia, that is for locomotion and for capturing food. It is also called false feet. It is called false feet, that is because pseudo means false and podia means feet. So it is also called false feet. That is because it is not permanently, means it appears and disappears. So once if you will see the structure of amoeba, it is like this. So then you can see that pseudopodia in this side. So sometime before it was pseudopodia in this side, and after that it is in this side. So it is not permanent. It changes its shape permanently. So shape of amoeba is irregular, and like that in our body also, white blood cells are also irregular in shape. Their shape is shape changes like amoeba, but white blood cells are cells, only cells of the body, and amoeba is a full-fledged organism, means all the life processes take place in that organism, that is an organism. So And if we talk about nerve cell, so nerve cell is branched, diagram is given in your book. So it is something like this. Whatever so these are the, in your book it is not labeled, so you may label in your book that they are the dendrites, and these are the, whatever this thick branch is there, that is dendron, and inside it at the middle there is nucleus. This portion is called cell body. This is called cell body, and this longest branch is called axon. Over this a covering is there for the protection of axon, that is called myelin sheath, and these are the nerve endings. So this is the structure of nerve cell. It is branched, it is elongated, means it is very long, means it is the longest cell in our body. Its size is approx 1.5 meter. So it is branched in shape. So there are various shapes of the cells according to their function. Their size also varies from some micrometer to some centimeter. Whatever smallest cell is there, that is mycoplasma, a bacteria, that is mycoplasma or PPLO. It is PPLO means pneumonia like organism. Pneumonia like organism, PPLO. So mycoplasma or PPLO, it is the smallest cell. Its size is approx 0.1 micrometer, and 1 micrometer is equal to 10 to the power 6, 10 to the power minus 6 meter. So it is very small, and it is the smallest cell, and largest cell is ostrich egg. The size of ostrich egg is approx the size of the head of newborn baby. So that is the largest cell. So it is means most of the cells are microscopic, but some of them can be easily seen with the naked eye, such as eggs of the birds, reptiles. They are the single cell. One alga is there, that is Stabularia. Its shape is something like this. Upper portion is like flower, and it have a stalk, but this whole is a single cell. It is approx 10 centimeter long. So that is an alga. The name is Acetabularia. ACETA. Acetabularia. It is approx 10 centimeter long. So it is also long and large enough that it can be seen with naked eye, and eggs of the various birds, that is also a single cell that can be seen very easily with naked eye. So there is variation in their size. Now whatever cells are found in the animals and plants, they are specialized for that purpose. Although in single cell organisms only one cell is there, all the life activities take place in the same cell. But in developed organisms like in plants and animals, as in plants and the organ system, whatever organ system, that is digestive system is there. In that, some part is for taking food, some of them for digestion. After that, assimilation take place, excretion take place. So they are specialized for that purpose. And in plants also, as in plants, in the roots, by the roots, water and minerals are absorbed. So they are specialized for that, and that is conducted, transferred to the leaves, up to the leaves, and so that whatever conducting tissue are there, they are also specialized for that purpose. And in the leaves, whatever cells are there, they do photosynthesis. So they are specialized for that purpose. So there is specialization in the cells in multicellular organisms, and by this specialization they form various organs and organ systems and the body functions. Now parts of cell, the main parts of the cells, although cells are of various shape, various size, but the main parts in the cells, whatever is found, that is, there are three main parts, that is cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. Cell membrane is the outer covering, that is the outer covering of the cell. Nucleus is found in the middle, it is found in the middle, this is nucleus, and in between these two, whatever content is there, that is cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is between cell membrane and nucleus. Cell membrane is the outermost covering of the animal cell, but in plant cell one additional covering is there, that is called cell wall. One additional covering is there over that, that is cell wall. So in plant cell it is found cell wall, that is additional covering over the cell membrane. Means cell membrane is found both in animal cell and plant cell. In animal cell it is outermost covering, but in plant cell it is found just below the cell wall. And inside that, cytoplasm is there. Cytoplasm have various small units, they are called cell organelles. So like mitochondria, ribosome, lysosome, Golgi body, vacuoles, plastids. So there are many small units in the cytoplasm, they do their function, they do their job. And inside that, in the cell, there is a dense part that is called nucleus. Nucleus is the control center of the cell. It is also called brain of the cell. Inside that, a dense part is there, that is called nucleolus. So, and cytoplasm is between cell membrane and nucleus. Then what is protoplasm? So protoplasm equal to cytoplasm plus nucleus. Means cytoplasm plus nucleus is protoplasm. So there should not be confusion in between cytoplasm and protoplasm and cytoplasm. Protoplasm includes nucleus also with cytoplasm, and cytoplasm is the only content between nucleus and the cell membrane. So today this much, and in the next video we will study about the various parts of the cell in detail, like about the cell membrane, cell wall, inside that whatever cell organelles are there. So about that cell organelles, their structure, their function, we will study in the next video. Thank you today.